Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank Economic Times for making AIU the co-host for this program. And it is wonderful to see all of you. Dr. Samantha is there, Dr. Anju, both are old friends. So all the dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Radhakrishna. And ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. And this particular summit is basically on what the future of higher education is, how the universities and colleges will be behaving in future, working in future. And I think I'll start with a story, not exactly a story, a factual thing which actually happened more than 100 years ago. And this one was with Einstein. So in 1905, Einstein gave a question paper to his students. And when the teaching assistant saw the question paper, he said, "Sir, something is terribly wrong." He says, "What happened?" He says, "Sir, something is wrong because you gave the same question paper to the same set of students last year also. So same question paper, I think we have given it by mistake." So Einstein smiled. He says, "There is nothing wrong. The questions are the same, but the answers are different." Why? Because in 1904, Einstein published 4 papers on, say, theory of relativity, Brownian motion, E is equal to mc square and all. So that changed the very paradigm of physics education. So the questions were the same, but the answers were different. So he wanted to see whether his students have really gone through those papers and they have understood that, and then are they able to translate that into answers. Similarly, today, say after more than 100 years, after COVID and after NEP, means before COVID, after COVID, before NEP, after NEP, questions are the same, but the answers are different. What to teach, how to assess and evaluate the students. So after COVID, how we are teaching is changing, how we are assessing the students is changing, everything. I mean, there's a sea change. And I mean, for rest of the world, it was only COVID. For India, it were two things, COVID as well as the NEP, which came during the COVID, only 29th of July 2020. So what is going to change? That is what we should be seeing. For example, what to teach. So what to teach, normally we have some curriculum, but you know that in today's time, when the students have a lot of access to so many of e-resources, they have so much of e-content on the net, the curriculum has to change, and the curriculum has to be very, very dynamic. We cannot be teaching, say, 10-year-old curriculum to the student today, which had been happening in India for a long, long time. So what to teach has to change, but how to teach is very, very important. So most of the time we were using the lecture method, and then the students were learning in the class, and then like in Hindi if we say कि हमारे देश में बच्चे क्लास में पढ़ते हैं, घर में जाके मनन करते हैं, पर विदेशों में बच्चे घर से पढ़ के आते हैं, क्लास में मनन करते हैं. Means, so what happens in the flipped classroom model is that we are giving the e-content to the students in the advance, whether in the form of text, audios, videos. And in the class, what happens? It is only the understanding, the rationalization, problem solving, reasoning. So the understanding is better. So the NEP has indicated that it has to be a flipped classroom model, but then the COVID also taught us that we have to use a lot of technology. We cannot be depending on the lecture method in the classroom. We have to change the way we teach. So that is what, because the aspirations of the students are changing. So what are the aspirations of the students today? They want lifelong learning. They don't want to be restricted to the classroom or the institution or the class where they are studying. They want to be innovative. They want to be creative. They want to be problem solvers. They want to find solutions to every problem. They want to be able to work in the team. They want to lead the teams. They want to take risks. I mean, they say, we'll take risks, we'll learn from the mistakes we make, and we'll go ahead. So all these solutions are provided in the National Education Policy. How? It's providing a lot of autonomy to the institutions in whatever, I mean, whatever you want to teach. You want to take the industry help you. You must have heard of the professor of practice, which has recently come up by the UGC. It was never seen that you can be employing anyone who is without a PhD, without research work, but has some knowledge of his domain, can be appointed as a professor. So professor of practices are in field. So whatever you're teaching, how you're teaching, everything is changing post-COVID, and NEP is a aid to that. And specialized, and especially the personalized learning. Now, The NEP says, the whole world says that we cannot be teaching the same curriculum at the same pace to the every student, because every student is different. Every student has to be taught differently. For example, if you suppose there are three children of different heights, and if they go to zoo to see a particular, say, animal, say lion, so every student will be, one student, I mean the tallest one will be able to see fully, the middle one will be able to see partially, the lowest one will not be able to see anything at all. So what is required? Smaller stool for the middle one, bigger stool for the lower one, so that all of them are able to see clearly. We cannot be providing the same stool to all of them. Similarly, in personalized learning, we have to teach the student depending upon the pace and understanding of the student. And now it is possible using artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence can help us in the personalized learning. So that is important, which is happening today. Use of technology, whether it is in teaching, learning, or assessing the student. We have seen that when we assess the student, that 3-year examination, which we hold at the end of the semester, that too we could not hold, because offline it was not possible because of COVID, and online it was difficult both because of digital divide and because of many issues like proctorship and all. There were different ways adopted for assessing and evaluating the student, but the NEP itself says that this 3-year examination is not the best way of assessing and evaluating the students. We have to assess and evaluate them continuously throughout the semester. And how? Through multiple ways. It could be projects, it could be activities, it could be, say, quizzes, it could be group discussions, it could be anything. There can be many, many ways, and the teacher has to decide that what way I have to use for assessing and evaluating the student. Similarly, a lot of importance has been given to lifelong learning, and especially through the new concept of ABC. ABC is Academic Bank of Credit, and Academic Bank of Credit, again, in, if I talk in layman language, it is like a bank, a commercial bank in which you deposit money. Here you deposit credits instead of money. And how do you deposit credit? A student opens an account in the Academic Bank of Credit, which is already established, and then the student can pursue courses from different places and keep on depositing the credits in the bank. And when the student has some threshold number of credits, and that too with the core credits in a particular area, he or she can redeem those credits into a degree. So suppose doing different courses from different universities, student has, say, 200 credits, and 120 are required for a degree. The student will go, thank you, the student will go to a university and say, I have done these particular credits from, say, 50% from your university and 50% of the rest of them, and the core credits are complete. So the university will be obliged to give him a degree in lieu of those credits. And then in the account of the student, out of 200, 120 will be debited and 80 credits will remain, because 120 he has used. So this type of a learning, where the student is able to get lifelong learning, is now possible through Academic Bank of Credit. Earlier it was not possible. Now the education of the student is not restricted to the classroom, to the teacher, to the institution. It is lifelong learning. And then, how the universities have to change for this ABC? The main difference is that till now the universities are giving admissions in programs, means BA, BSc, BCom, MA, MSc, like these programs. But now the universities have to give admission to courses, means if in BA there are 16 papers, so those are 16 courses. So the universities have to start giving admission in courses, and the student will have the option to take any course from any university, not necessarily the same discipline in which he or she is studying. For example, the student is doing BSc Physics, but she has interest in music, arts, history, geography, anything. So the student can be studying anything. So there is no cap on what she can learn, and she can pursue her passion at any point of time throughout the life, means it's a lifelong learning. And the only issue is that the teachers, university should be offered to give those courses, but that also translates into how the teachers will be working in future. For example, I'll say, if the universities start giving admission in courses, which courses will be more popular? Obviously, which are taught by the best teachers. So the universities will be able to know that which teacher is the best teacher just by knowing the type of students or the number of students who are coming for that courses, for that particular course. So in future, the appointment of teachers, in my opinion, will be totally different, say 10, 20 years from now. Like if you remember Lata Mangeshkar, who is no more. Lata Mangeshkar, when she was initially, she joined her profession, she was getting a monthly salary and she was singing against that monthly salary. But today, can you even think of a small actor to be hired on a monthly salary? Can you think of a lawyer to be hired on a monthly salary? They'll say, I take money case wise. Similarly, in future, teachers may refuse to be hired on a monthly salary. Teachers will say, I'll go course-wise. I'll teach in multiple universities, multiple courses, and I will go course-wise. So the things are going to change very, very fast, including internationalization of higher education, again, which has been given a lot of importance in this particular policy, with the possibility of Indian universities going abroad, foreign universities coming to India, joint degrees, twinning programs, which we were waiting for a long, long time. Having even small, small things like having an international students office in the university. I mean, I have seen universities who do not have international students office, so they are not able to take care of the international students who take admission. And then, and maybe, I mean, that's not the only reason, but that can be one of the reasons that why we have such a small inflow of foreign students, around 49,000 per year, against 8 to 10 lakhs which are going abroad every year. And these 8 to 10 lakhs are spending the money, I mean, both on the tuition fee as well as the living expenses, the money which is equivalent to the entire education budget of India. So we have to take care of all these things. That's why I say that the NEP is very, very forward looking, very innovative, very student centric. But the taste of the pudding lies in eating it. So therefore, howsoever good the policy is, unless we implement it in letter and spirit, we are not going to reap the benefit. And if India wants to be a Vishwa Guru once again, we have to implement the a national education policy in letter and spirit. And for that, everybody is responsible. The government, regulatory authorities, universities, colleges, teachers, vice chancellors, principals, everyone. So if we do it with passion, I think we can accomplish. And the theme of this particular summit itself is that how the future universities will be, how the teaching will be in future, how the research will be in future, how we can promote internationalization. So with these few words, I'll just like to end and once again thank Dr. Radha Krishna for his, I mean, he is the one who has arranged everything. So we are only co-host, and but more major work has been done by the Economic Times. So thank you very much. Thank you.